Hey beauties, good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. It's Winnie here again in another video, and in this video we are going to be learning how to make this Ankara ball gown. It is very easy to make and it is beginners friendly. If this is what you like to learn, keep on watching, like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out anytime I post a new tutorial. Without too much talking, let's get to the honey of the video.
I love you. Hey beauty, welcome to my channel.
The materials you are going to be needing: you need a 2 net, this is about 10 yards. You need your Ankara fabric, your lining and your ad net. The lining and the ad net is about 2 yards each. Then the Ankara is 3 yards. You are going to be needing more when you are doing yours. And I'm going to arrange my tulle now, which I've done here. Is about 16 inches in length, and the first step we are going to be taking is to measure the first layer. So the first layer is very long, so I marked up my half length measurement. I removed my half length measurement and I measured the length of the full gown. All right, so that's what I'm doing now, and I've gone ahead to cut it out. So the full gown measurement minus the half length is my first layer. The second layer is an Ankara fabric. I am supposed to cut this Ankara on flare, like I'm supposed to cut a flare, but my Ankara is not going to be enough, so I'm just making it straight. I measured my waist times 3, my waist measurement times 3, that is what I've put on fold. So I took up my half length of 14 inches and I marked my short gown length, which is 37 inches for the girl I'm working with, and I'm going to cut that out. So once that is done, the third layer is the net. So I'm going to take my 14 inches up, which is my half length. So I'm going to mark my short gown length minus 5 inches. The short gown length is 37 minus 5 inches, so it's going to remain 32. So at that 32 inch mark, that's where I'm going to chalk, and then I am going to cut that out. Don't forget that all these measurements that I'm taking, I'm adding my 1 inch allowance for stitching allowance. So now the last layer is also an Ankara fabric, and I'm going to cut this on flare. So I folded my fabric into 2, and then I'm folding it again to make sure that I'm folding it into 4. Now to get the circumference, you're going to divide your waist measurement by 6.28. Whatever you get is what you are going to be marking all around. So I got 4.5, and that is what I'm marking all around my circumference. 4.5 is what I'm marking. My waist divided by 6.28. Then after that, I went ahead to mark the length of what I want. So the layer of the net minus 5 inches again is what we are going to be marking. So each layer has a 5 inch difference. So the first layer minus 5 inches, the second layer minus 5 inches. The only difference is that the longest layer is the long gown and the shortest is the short gown length. So I hope you understand. So I've deducted 5 inches from the layer of the second net, so that is what I'm using for my flare now. So once that is done, it's time to start joining. But before then, let's cut our lining. So the short gown length is 37. So we are going to minus 2 inches from 37 inches, and that is what we are going to be marking for the lining. This lining is about 2 yards, so I'm going to be cutting 2 of this length to make it 4 yards. So the short gown length minus 2 inches is what I'm marking. Don't forget that you will have removed your half length from it, your 14 inches. That is short gown length minus 14 inches minus 2 inches again. So now for the ad net, whatever you have on your lining, you are going to deduct 2 inches from it again, from that length, for your ad net. So the ad length is going to be the ad net will be shorter than the lining, and the lining will be shorter than the main dress. All right, so that is basically it. And I'm cutting 2 of the ad net also because it's about 2 yards. I want it to be about 4 yards, so I'm cutting 2 of it. I'm going to join it and gather it. All right, so once that is done, let's work on the upper part. Cut my upper part. I've already divided my bust measurement divided by 2, and that is what I'm going to be using to fold my fabric. I'm going to cut the Ankara first before I now divide it. So the length of my half length is 14 inches, I'm going to be using 15 inches plus allowance. All right, so I'm going to be cutting the back the same way, just that the back is going to be bigger than the front with 1.5 inches zip allowance. All right, so once that is done, I am going to start working on the shoulder, the neckline, and what have you. So now the back is about 1.5 inches bigger than the front, and by the time I turn it with lining, the zip allowance is going to remain about 1 inch. So I'm cutting it out now. So now I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus half inch for allowance, and then I'm going to mark my neck width of 3 inches and my shoulder slope of 1 inch. I used 1/4 inch actually because it's a child, and then my armhole depth. So once that is done, I'm going to just curve out my armhole, and then I'm going to cut out my shoulder slope. All right, so now for the neckline, the back neckline is 1 inch deep, while the front neckline is about 3 inches deep. All right, so I'm opening the zip side, and then I'm going to cut out the front neckline of 3 inches. So now once that is done, I'm just going to take that aside, and for the front, I'm going to be dividing this front into two, like so, and then the other pattern at the side is what I've curved out. I went down from the armhole by 1 inch, and then I just curved it out. From the middle, I went in by 3 inches, and then I just curved it out. So now I'm using that side to cut out the net for the other side of the dress, as you can see in the picture. So now I'm going to join the net and the Ankara in the middle like that, and then I'm going to cut out this slope which we are going to fix at the side of the Ankara fabric. So now I'm cutting out the lining for the back, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn the lining for the back. So I'm cutting out the lining for the back. I've gone ahead to turn the lining for the back. I don't want to draw too much on this. I believe we all can make the upper part. All right, so if you cannot, just let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to do a separate video on that. So I've gone ahead to stitch the front, and I top stitched so that the stitch will not be showing, and that's the pattern that I cut earlier. I'm just going to be stitching it down. Then once this is done, I'm going to cut out lining for the front also. So I've done that. I turned the lining for the front, and I joined the neckline. See how neat everything is. I'm going to be ironing the zip side 1 inch, and then I'm going to be joining the sides. Once that is done, it's time for us to start layering it up. So now for the first layer, I'm going to go ahead to gather all of this together, and you know that the front layer did not go round, so on the side I just went inwards by 2 inches on both sides, and then I've already gathered it, and then I'm going to be stitching it from the zip side to the 2-inch mark. You see, from this side to the 2-inch mark on one side and on the other side, so it's not getting to the side. So I sewed it to the upper part with a loose stitch, so I'm still going to be cutting it out. I just wanted to determine how it's going to sit on it. So once that is done, and I've cut it away from the upper part, now I'm going to layer the second one. You see this other straight one, I'm just going to be gathering it. I'm going to gather it all round. That one is going to go round, so I'm going to gather it all round, as you can see, sitting under the net. And then I've also gathered the third layer on it also. Then I'm putting the last layer now on it. So I'm just going to make some pleats wherever there is, wherever it is excess. I'm just going to make some pleats. So I've gone ahead to gather everything, and the next thing I'm going to do is just to attach it to the upper part like so. I'm just going to attach it to the upper part like so, and see how it is looking already. It's already looking like it. So now the next step is to gather the ad net. So I've gone ahead to join it, and I'm going to join the lining also. So I've gathered it, and then I'm just going to stitch it all around like so. So I'm going to stitch it like this to the main dress, and for the lining I'm going to turn it to the back like this and stitch it from the inside, so that when I turn it over, it's going to cover out the rough edges for me. That's how I'm going to sew the lining. Let me explain again. Assuming I've sewn the ad net like this, so for the lining I'm just going to sew it on top of it like this, so that by the time I flip it over it's going to cover the rough edges for me. So I've done that, fixed the zipper, and this was the final look. Thank you guys for watching. Till I see you in the next one. Bye.